Okay, so in the last class we have discussed about the correlation test, right? We need to test whether the population correlation coefficient is 0 or not. So for that one we have discussed the theory. Now today class we will discuss about the problems related to this problem. Once again, just go through the procedure. So t-test for significance of an observed sample correlation coefficient. So null hypothesis, rho is a correlation between population variables. That means the variables which does not have any relation, any linear relation. That means H naught equals to rho. But if you take some sample, definitely it has some correlation. Is it really they have a correlation, or there is no significance difference between? It's just because of the numerical values we are getting the correlation, or there is no significance of correlation between two variables. అంటే ఏంటంటే వేరియబుల్స్ మధ్య రో ఈక్వల్స్ టు 0 ఉన్నా మనం కొన్ని శాంపుల్ వాల్యూస్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా జీరోనే వస్తుందని గ్యారెంటీ అయితే లేదు. సో ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా జీరోనే ఉంటుందా ఒక శాంపుల్ తీసుకుంటే అంటే ఉండొచ్చు, ఉండకపోవచ్చు. బట్ if we get it something like 0.1, 0.05, 0.2, will it be considered it as a population having a rho equals to 0? Population means there are many values like thousands, lakhs, but we cannot get all those values. We need to take some sample, but sample values may give some correlation, may not be 0. Can we accept that population is a rho? Okay, so we will look at the problems. So that is what we need to check here. So this is the statistic we use here under this null hypothesis. This is the statistic. Here R is a sample correlation coefficient and N is a sample size. You just substitute it, and this fraction of value follows t distribution with n minus 2 degrees of freedom. With n minus 2 degrees of freedom. And you all know how to see the table values of t distribution. In the same way how we did the calculation for previous problems and how we take the decisions, all are same, but here the concept is different. Before we have done for single mean, two means and paired t-test, then we are moved to correlation test. Maybe procedure little bit, formula different, a little bit situation is different, but whereas the remaining calculations and taking decision all are as usual and same decision rules for all these tests. Okay, okay, we'll see one problem here. Okay, write down problems related to this correlation test. Problems related to this correlation test. Very simple, very simple. Write down an example. A random sample of 27 pairs. Y pairs xi yi, x1 x2, sorry, x1 y1, x2 y2, because we can calculate correlation for pair of values only, not for single values. 27 pair of observations from a normal population gives correlation coefficient of 0.042, sorry, 0.42. is it likely that the variables in the population, see పాపులేషన్లో వేరియబుల్స్ ఉంటాయి, మనం ఒక శాంపుల్ తీసుకొని వస్తాం, శాంపుల్ నుంచి చెప్పాలి. ఈజ్ ఇట్ పాపులేషన్ that the variables in the population are uncorrelated right, that's a solution. ఓకే, సొల్యూషన్ గివెన్ ఎన్ ఎంత ఇక్కడ, ఎన్ ఎంత, ఎనీబడి ప్లీజ్, ఎన్
27 sir.
What is R?
0.42 sir.
Right, sample correlation quotient. Null hypothesis ఏమనుకుంటాం, రో ఈక్వల్స్ టు 0 అంటే పాపులేషన్లో ఉన్న వేరియబుల్స్ మధ్య కార్రిలేషన్ అసలు ఏం లేదు అనుకుంటాం. ఓకే, రైట్ రైట్ రైట్. దీని మీనింగ్ ఏంటి, దట్ ఈస్ ద వేరియబుల్స్ ఆర్ uncorrelated in the population. Alternate hypothesis. Alternate hypothesis H1, rho not equals to 0, two-tailed test. Okay, right. Under null hypothesis, under the H0, the test statistic is, what is that? ఏంటి, అండర్ నల్ హైపోథెసిస్ టెస్ట్ స్టాటిస్టిక్ ఏంటి, T ఈక్వల్స్ టు R ఇంటూ రూట్ ఆఫ్ n-2/1 - R square follows Tn-2 degrees of freedom. n-2 degrees of freedom. Now calculate. What is R? 0.42 into, what is n? 27 minus 2 by root of 1 - R square, 0.42 whole square, 0.42 into root of 25 by root of 1 minus, what is 0.42 whole square? (0.42 whole square) చెప్పనా, 0.42 whole square 0.1764, రూట్ 5 అంటే ఎంత, రూట్ 25 అంటే ఎంత, 5, 0.42 by 5 into root of, okay, 1 minus that value ఎంత, 0. See, these are all very simple calculations, you should do it, right? Even in examination also you should do in this manner. 0.42 into 5. What is this value? 2.1 by, yeah, root of, yeah, please, root of 0.8236. 0.8236. So 2.1 by this root of 0.8236 is 0.9075. Now finally 2.1 divided by 0.9075 equals to 2.314. 2.314. This is T calculated value. So T calculated value is 2.314. Even if you take modulus also, it will come same value, 2.314. Okay, so modulus of T calculated value is this one. Now we need to look at the table. Could you please tell me at what degrees of freedom we need to look at? Chapandi, tabulated tabular value of T for n minus 2 degrees of freedom. అంటే ఏంటి? 27 minus 2, that is 25 degrees of freedom. For 25 degrees of freedom. 25 degrees of freedom at 5% level of significance. టేబుల్ వాల్యూ మీకు ఆల్రెడీగా షేర్ చేశాను, ఒకసారి ఓపెన్ చేసి నాకు చెప్పండి. 5% లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ సిగ్నిఫికెన్స్ దగ్గర 25 డిగ్రీస్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్రీడమ్కి 2 టైల్ టెస్ట్. టీ టేబుల్లో వాల్యూ ఫస్ట్
2.060, sir.
Very good.
2.060, sir.
Very good. 2.06. So T table value is 2.06. 2.06. Now modulus of T calculated value is 2.314. 2.314. This is greater than T tabulated value 2.06. Therefore we reject null hypothesis. We reject null hypothesis. That is rho not equals to 0. సో రో 0 అయితే కాదు, అంటే పాపులేషన్ వేరియబుల్స్ మధ్య కోరిలేషన్ 0 కాదు. వి రిజెక్ట్ నల్ హైపోథసిస్. దట్ మీన్స్ ఆల్టర్నేటివ్ హైపోథసిస్ రో నాట్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు 0, దట్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఈజ్ ఏ కోరిలేషన్ బిట్వీన్ పాపులేషన్ వేరియబుల్స్. పాపులేషన్ వేరియబుల్స్ మధ్య కోరిలేషన్ ఉంది. సో రో ఈక్వల్ టు 0 అయితే దెర్ ఇస్ నో కార్లేషన్ బిట్వీన్ వేరియబుల్స్ అని చెప్తాం. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే వేరియబుల్స్ మధ్య కార్లేషన్ ఉంది. ఓకే, Okay, write down another question. Write down another question. Write down another question. Next question. A correlation coefficient of 0.2 is observed from a random sample of 625 వద్దు నాన్న అంతు random sample of 40 pair of observations now test. Is this value of R is significant? Is this value of R is significant? Test at 5% level of significance. Test at 5% level of significance. This is the question. You just go through the above procedure, and previously we have done one problem. Just go through as it is. There some different kind of pair of observations and different R. Here is some different number of observations and with the different correlation coefficient. So based on this information, you just check and then take the decision. Okay, we'll continue.